Hey, what's going on, guys? It's currently kind of late in the morning, or late enough where I think both my parents are up right now, so I'm probably gonna have to keep it down. So sorry if the audio is really quiet, or I don't know, just unclear or whatever, and or my voice just sounds weird, because I just feel like I can't talk like out loud because it'll just be really I don't know, awkward. But yeah, today I thought it would be a good idea to talk about, I guess, I really don't know, let me just think of something to talk about. Okay, so since I can't really think of anything good right now, I'm just gonna talk about what I kind of had planned in my head but wasn't sure if I should make, and that's gonna be the I guess, necessity and impossibility of NoFap for NEETs, which is basically just gonna be my opinions on what I think about NoFap and, I don't know, like the whole movement, whether it works or not. And yeah, I guess my personal experience with it. And I don't know, for me, well, first of all, I think that there's a lot of skepticism around NoFap, and I guess the science surrounding it is kind of iffy, to say the least. There hasn't been like that much like research, I guess, measuring like how NoFap streaks affect, I don't know, various like physiological, I guess, aspects of the body, like heart rate, or I don't know, maybe like testosterone levels or whatever. But regardless, personally, I feel that it does have a certain effect on me, and I imagine for most guys too. And I think this is because some research talks about how basically constant fapping or repeated choking the chicken, I guess. So it's kind of funny talking about this. It has been shown to basically reduce the body's ability to use testosterone. So it's not that your testosterone like goes down, or like your testosterone levels, like when you fap, like it comes out of your pee hole, I guess. Like it doesn't work like that. But so there's a lot of people saying that, oh, your testosterone is unchanged when you fap, therefore fapping is not inherently bad. But at least how I understand it, I'm not sure, because I'm not like a scientist, nor am I smart enough to be one. But basically, yeah, like you have these little like receptors which are like locks, and the testosterone is like the key, and these locks are locking your, I guess, your masculine traits, or the stuff that's affected by testosterone. So when you fap, you basically destroy the locks. So you might have a lot of keys floating around in your bloodstream, but because all the locks are busted, you can't unlock your, I guess, male potential, if that's even important. But I don't know, I think it is for me. Like when I spill my seed, I do feel a lot of negative effects from it. And for example, I feel like I'm a lot more moody, and I get a lot more like irritable and angry at things. Like for example, when I'm playing League of Legends, if I'm on a streak, I'll be more calm, more measured. When I'm, I don't know, doing stuff, more analytical. But when I just fap the day before even, or yeah, like maybe like right after fapping, I'll often become really like whiny. Like I'll rage when I'm playing League, but it'll be not like a kind of like a manly, like, oh, like, that's kind of like fucking bad example, like, not like a, like, fuck, but it's more like, fuck, like, extremely whiny. So like you can almost like hear the testosterone like leaving my voice. It's almost as if like my balls like undrop and my voice becomes super high pitched and like whiny, and it's kind of a reflection of my, I guess, the change in my mental state, where I just become like really like, just like, I don't know how to put this without saying, I don't know, just become like a bitch basically. Like I'm already one, and fapping just takes it to the next extreme, where I become like a, I don't know, twice the B that I am. And yeah, so there's that. And also I feel like this brain fog, like, it feels good for like the first 5 minutes, 5 to 30 minutes, depending on, you know, how well I bust, how fat of a nut I bust. But afterwards, well, I don't know, I just feel like I feel like my anxiety becomes a lot worse, and I feel like that whininess is kind of like this, has the same underlying cause, or it has the same underlying cause as my whininess, where, what am I even saying? Like, yeah, yeah, it just makes it really hard to function, I guess. And sorry, I'm like lacking sleep right now. Yeah, what was I even saying? My whininess and my, oh yeah, my anxiety. Yeah, so I become really anxious, and I can almost like feel it in my body, where I just have this like tension that is kind of in like my pelvic area, I guess. Basically, like, should I even be talking about this? Like, whatever. Yeah, like where my taint is basically, and I feel it there, and I just become even more socially anxious, and like, I don't know, unable to talk, because like I'm just such a massive state of brain fog. And also I feel various things, like my eyes become dry. I feel like I get slightly more pimples on my face, or like more inflamed skin, flaky skin. I feel like my hands are dry regardless of the weather, and yeah, it's just overall not a good feeling. I don't know if it has to do with like all the nutrients being lost or whatever, the decreased testosterone usage by the body, but yeah, overall it's just not a good thing when I fap. Even just once a day I feel these effects, and I feel like I only get out of it when I don't do it for like 2 to 3 days, and I supplement with things like zinc and vitamin D. But yeah, so with all that, you might be thinking that I am a NoFap sage, like monk mode sage, where I don't do it for like months at a time. But despite feeling these effects and wanting to be like that, I mean, it's just impossible as a NEET. And I don't know, firstly, that's because, well, at least for me, but I'm pretty sure for most NEETs, like, we're basically sitting in front of our computers all day, or if not a computer, like maybe like some sort of like tablet device, or even like our phones, and we just sit in front of this screen and this device, and it's basically like a gateway to all the can I say the word, all the porn in the world. And yeah, so it's like a gateway to all that. And you know, once I go onto one of these sites for the things that I like, And I just can't stop scrolling because I'm looking for that one thumbnail. Can't fucking believe I'm talking about this. I'm looking for that one thumbnail with that, I don't know, that girl that just wow, I'm gonna get banned, aren't I? I'm looking for that one girl that just hits all the right spots. Body type, face, the size of her jugs, I guess. Pretty faces are pretty important to me, although sometimes I'm just, you know, I don't know, looking, okay, I'm not going to go into detail about my preferences, but yeah, anyways, I find this perfect thumbnail and I click on it, and then I have to play the video once I'm on the page, so I play it, and then, you know, I guess I'm watching the video, I'm getting hot and bothered, and, you know, maybe why the fuck am I talking about this on YouTube? This is literally the worst idea. This is probably gonna get deleted, so if you're watching this, enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah, I guess pretty much how it goes, like, get hot and bothered, you know, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just put my hand on my Johnson and, you know, maybe just rub it a little bit, and yeah, and then one thing leads to the next. You got the fast stroking motions, and well, can't stop. You're clicking through the video to get to the good parts, I guess, and well, what do you know? Just busted a fat nut. And then while it's happening, even though I'm on this NoFap grind, it's like, I don't know, like you're coming up with like rationalizations, like, oh, I'll start again next time, you know, it's just one day. Oh, you know, I'm probably just imagining the side effects of NoFap. It's all placebo, like, you know, probably nothing bad's gonna happen. I'm just imagining things. I am useless piece of crap either way, so might as well. And, you know, you come up with all these rationalizations, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, this is a great idea. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna bust a fat one right now, and, you know, fuck it all. Like, this is pretty much the only thing that matters in my life right now. And well, you bust it, feels amazing for like 5 to 30 minutes depending on how good you bust it, and then afterwards, that's when you start to feel the side effects. By the way, I forgot to mention that I also feel like my injuries, like if I get a cut or if I hurt my arm during exercising, I feel like that slows down the healing process. And also I feel like all of a sudden I get all these aches and pains for like a day or two, and like the parts of my body that are normally like affected by my bad posture. And yeah, so there's that. And, you know, it's impossible because I guess as NEETs, we're in front of our devices. We're all lonely, I think most of us. We don't have a significant other. We don't have any responsibilities or jobs to keep us occupied, keep our minds away from that sort of, I don't know, activity, thinking. And well, I guess typically when I'm surfing the web or I'm playing video games, all of a sudden it's during those times when I'm like, I guess, fiending for dopamine that I just get that urge suddenly hits, and that's what basically starts the process and leads to me fapping, which is why I think my point of this video is that I think that, not for all guys, because I'm sure, you know, we're all built differently. We all have different levels of testosterone, are affected by different things. And I feel that, you know, maybe it might not matter for some people, but for me, and I'm sure for a lot of guys, it does. So yeah, like NoFap does matter for us in the sense that, you know, we do feel a lot better when we don't, you know, choke the chicken. Trying to think of some other euphemisms. Choke the chicken, stroke the snake, pet the snake. I don't know. What am I even doing with my life right now? Wow, I can't believe I just recorded a video about fapping, going into not complete detail, but pretty graphic detail. I'm not graphic, but you get what I'm saying. I'm beginning my journey to becoming a lol cow, I guess, and not in a good way. But yeah, I think it's important for a lot of guys, and yet really hard as a NEET. So that's basically when I wanted to get into, I guess just being bored is another reason to fap, or being lonely and maybe wanting to fantasize about what it's like to be with a person of the opposite gender, or sex is the more accurate term, although I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that either. But yeah, anyways, this is probably some of the highest quality content on YouTube right now. Some lonely Asian NEET talking about how he beats his I don't know, he beats his pickle, whatever. And yeah, what has the world come to? What has my life come to? I have no idea, but I literally just, I'm probably repeating myself by now, so I think that's a good signifier of the fact that it's a good time to end this video. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this quality content, and good luck on your NoFap journey if you're doing that. Peace.